Welcome to Behind Every Booking, the podcast that unlocks the potential of your hotel business with insights, stories, and strategies for success. I'm Radka, your host, and I'm thrilled to take you behind the scenes of the fascinating world of hospitality. Let's dive in. I've dedicated my career to helping hotels optimize their revenue and create unforgettable guest experiences. So, what's coming up on Behind Every Booking? I'll be sharing real-world success stories from my clients. We'll dive into actionable strategies for increasing direct bookings, optimizing revenue, and streamlining operations. If you wish to join my community, check the link in the description under the episode, and let's make some magic happen together. Hey there, welcome back. This is Radka. Let's be clear. I've been working with revenue management and dynamic pricing for a long time. In fact, I was one of the first revenue managers in the Czech Republic and Slovakia, advocating for direct bookings long before they became a trend. Since the late 2000s, I've been pioneering revenue management strategies, and by 2010, I was bringing dynamic pricing outside of Prague and big cities, proving that these strategies work just as well in secondary and tertiary markets. So let's talk about what I've learned and how you can leverage it. This episode is for those who are entering the industry, opening a new property, and still believe that 100% occupancy is the ultimate goal. If you're aiming for full bookings without a strategic pricing plan, you might be leaving significant revenue on the table. Let's break down why revenue management is about balance, not just filling rooms. Pricing power is the hotelier's secret weapon. Think about how many businesses get to change their prices daily. Airlines? Sure. Gas stations? A little. Restaurants? Rarely, though imagine if they did to manage demand. Most businesses simply don't have the luxury of adjusting prices day to day. Hotels, on the other hand, can, and they should. One of the best things about hospitality is that you can and must change your prices daily, sometimes even multiple times a day, without raising eyebrows. Better yet, unlike airlines, hotels aren't just a commodity. We sell experiences, and with the right strategy, we can control pricing in a way that maximizes both revenue and occupancy. I love the magic of differentiation. When you own your audience, social media, email list, direct relationships, you're not just competing on price. You're leveraging an emotional connection. This gives you an incredibly powerful advantage because you're no longer at the mercy of OTAs or market fluctuations. The result? Higher revenue and optimal occupancy. That means more profit and a higher business valuation. Win-win. Think of the Four Seasons. You hear the name and you think luxury, exclusivity, and top-tier service. But what if they could maintain their prestige and boost occupancy by another 20 to 30% at slightly lower rates without devaluing their brand? That's exactly the kind of pricing optimization I've seen work wonders at boutique hotels. The key difference? A small independent property isn't trying to protect a global brand image. You can be flexible with pricing without the fear of damaging a carefully crafted luxury perception. How to play the dynamic pricing game. Right. Most hotels use some form of dynamic pricing, but few push the boundaries. Why? Because they're afraid of devaluing their brand or setting a pricing precedent that's hard to maintain. But the reality is, if you have a strong brand and a loyal customer base, you have more room to maneuver, not less. For example, I've seen hotels successfully sell rooms for as low as 200 euros and as high as 2,500 euros for a single night at the same property. The key is balance. You don't want 100% occupancy. That's usually a sign of underselling. But aiming for only 60% occupancy at your target rate leaves money on the table. Here's a formula that works based on my latest evaluation for independent properties with genius loci and a strong brand name. 50% of nights should book at your target RevPAR. 10% should book above that rate, sometimes 2 to 5 times higher. 20 to 30% should book below your target, but never below your minimum threshold. Why minimum pricing matters. Setting a minimum price isn't just about revenue, it's about guest quality. In many markets, dropping below a certain rate invites more problematic guests. high maintenance, noise complaints, etc. Through trial and error, I found that below a specific rate, the risk of issues increases exponentially. At the same time, your minimum price should cover basic costs, cleaning, utilities, staff, etc. If a stay doesn't clear that threshold, it's not worth it.
If you struggle to calculate your minimum selling rate, you should definitely check out my online course, Price Your Room Right. Join my community, Inevitable Hotel Success, watch free trainings, and if you like my approach, you can purchase the course at a very reasonable price. It's worth it. The link to the community can be found in the episode description. The course includes full training on how to calculate your minimum rate plus a simple, easy-to-use template with complete instructions. My clients love it. Get yours as well.
Push the ceiling, not just the floor. If your property is truly special and you've built demand through marketing, there's no reason not to push the upper limits. High demand weekends, exclusive events, peak seasons, these are the times to test just how high your rates can go. I used to fear pricing too high, thinking we disappoint guests. But the reality, if someone is paying 1,000 to 5,000 euros per night, they're not worried about the money. They're paying for an experience that only you can provide. The two advantages boutique hotels have: you own the customer relationship. With direct bookings, social media, and email, you control pricing better than a big chain can. No global brand constraints. Unlike Four Seasons or Marriott, you don't need to protect a rigid brand image, which means you can capture both high and low-end bookings without diluting your perceived value. Remember, with the right pricing strategy, a strong brand, and a direct audience, you should be able to reach 95% occupancy at optimal rates and massively increase your revenue.
Key takeaways.
Number 1, hotels have the power to adjust prices daily. Use it wisely. Number 2, unique accommodations with a strong direct audience win big. Number 3, maintain high-end brand value while strategically offering lower-priced stays. Number 4, set a minimum rate to filter out problematic guests and cover costs.
Number 5, push the limits of your pricing on high-demand nights. Don't undersell.
Number 6, 100% occupancy equals underselling. Aim for 75% in A destinations. For B and C destinations, it depends on your demand and how capable you are of creating it. I remember when I was studying back in 2001 in Australia, we learned that the industry average was 75%. While times have changed, understanding your demand and pricing strategy remains key. But hey, do not limit yourself, okay? If you have a great, unique property, you may aim for 95% with premium price. There is a great surfing resort in Costa Rica. I believe they have around 8 to 10 units, and they charge over $8,000 per week stay, including a surfing course. If you find your super niche, sky is not a limit. What should I cover in next week's episode? Let me know in comments. I love creating for you. Thank you for joining me on this journey together. If you're as excited as I am about making every booking count, be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss a single episode. And if you've got a question or topic you'd like me to cover, I'd love to hear from you. Let's connect on Instagram or LinkedIn. If you wish to join my community, check the link in the description under the episode. I wish to kindly ask you to do 2 things. Share the podcast with others who may find it helpful, and subscribe so it becomes a trending favorite among hoteliers and those who fell in love with this industry.